Each gun manufacturer in Borderlands designs their own weapons, but what about the kind of armies that wield them? Hyperion is easily the most iconic military force in Borderlands. Their bright yellow, construction-wearing infantry are highly trained, specializing in engineering and robotics. They rely heavily on units like loaders and surveyors, giving them a rough industrial feel, yet maintaining a weird sense of formality. Bandits are their own gun manufacturers, in a sense, but bandits originated as prisoners of Dahl, probably explains their efficiency with using and designing firearms. Speaking of, Dahl is arguably the most significant military force in the series when it comes to the lore. The Lost Legion was abandoned by them after the crackening on Elpis, and the 191st Brigade was also left behind, eventually reforming into the new Pandora Army. Maliwan is the most technologically advanced, though. Their forces are built for speed, relying heavily on shields and energy and elemental weapons. Their soldiers and robots have a sleek, high-tech aesthetic with exaggerated armor designs that make their proportions super crazy. TDR is surprising. You wouldn't expect a budget weapon manufacturer widely seen as cheap and disposable to have a military, but they do. They're pretty incompetent, to be honest, but their designs are actually really cool. Would love to see them return, just in a better game. Atlas is another significant one. Their mercenaries, the Crimson Lance, was one of the most deadly and highly efficient guns for hire, even having an elite all-female assassination unit, the Crimson Assassins. The company fell apart but was revived by Reese. Under his leadership, Atlas became a competent force, stepping in to help civilians and aid the Crimson Raiders, aka us. Jacobs doesn't have a formal military, but they formed a scrappy group of guerrilla fighters led by Clay against the COV, so that kind of counts. Torg is in a similar boat, no official military, just a group sponsored by Mr. Torg during the Campaign of Carnage. Functionally, they're reskinned Hyperion and Bandit enemies, which is a shame. And finally, Vladoff. Most of what we know about them comes from Mose, who we know was part of their Ursa Corps and character design concept art. Their aesthetic is clearly Soviet Union inspired, and I think that would make for some pretty cool enemy designs.